Bonjour mes amis et bienvenue au Pendu dans le Cercle de Lune. Hello friends, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm pleased to meet you. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. I'm truly honored. Friends, if you are a returning visitor, you know from my attempt at a French introduction that this is my series in which I use Cercle de Lune adjacent, or antique Italian decks to help me unpack a message, to help me explore more deeply and more thoroughly the message I received from my first video of the week. And my first video of the week these days has been part of my series called Back to Basics, in which I am diving into smaller spreads with the Thoth Tarot. The tarot created by Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. So I've got that series, and so that's a pretty small spread, frankly, considering who I am and the way I like reading tarot on this channel. That's a pretty small spread, but still I want to continue the practice of exploring it with Cercle de Lune, or again, Cercle de Lune adjacent antique Italian decks. And so I've got a spread already laid out. But before we look at that spread, I'd like to, one, remind you that if you have not seen the earlier video from this week, I highly recommend it. Because if you see that, you will have the platform, the foundation from which this series of cards is being read. Now, this is not a spread that's being read afresh, it's being read from the platform of the previous spread. So, seeing that is going to be of great benefit for you. And so I will put a card up here, just in case you haven't seen it, so that you can click on the card, go watch that video, and come back. And remember, you don't have to watch any of these videos in one sitting. You can watch them in bits and pieces. No, there's no YouTube police who's going to be out there saying, no, you have to finish this, right? So, at your leisure, watch that and then come back. Just in case you did watch that first video in great leisure and maybe you don't remember everything, let me remind you that the title to that video was Enjoy the Work. And it was a reminder for us to enjoy doing what we are doing no matter what we are doing. To have a sense of purpose, a sense of balance, and patience in the positive sense, not I will maintain my cool until I get to the part that I like, not that kind of patience. But rather a patience of enjoyment and a feeling of abundance, that I don't have to go anywhere because I know what I want to do, be, or have is on its way, because I know I am evolving into that person. And so I love who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing. That's the kind of thing we're being called for. With clarity, with patience, with slow and steady movement. With security and balance, right? Those are all things that those were all things that wound their way through that spread. And so, I asked the question, what is the central message of that 3-card spread? And what am I going to do now? I'm going to show you the spread. We'll talk about the spread overall, briefly, and then we'll break it into 2 parts. Yeah, the cards on the top, and then the oracle cards below. Are you all ready to explore this video with me? I have no idea what the title to this video is going to be. Maybe we'll discover it together as we read. Let's see. Here is the spread. Friends, were you surprised by the mess of cards that were there on your screen? We got a lot of cards, right? We had a total of 5 tarot cards and 3 oracle cards. Now the tarot cards, if I have to apologize, I am sorry. If you are a person who gets frustrated and uncomfortable when you see decks that are out of print, I'm very sorry. I used this deck last week and I felt called to use it again. This is a redrawing of the Rosenwald Tarot. And last week's video I explained this deck a little bit. It was redrawn by Marco Benedetti. I love his work. And he put it up on Make Playing Cards for quite a while, but now it is gone from Make Playing Cards. There's another producer who makes a deck. Actually, there are other producers that make this deck. And I'll put links to them in the description box below. The one that I would recommend is unfortunately a sepia tone deck. Why do I say unfortunately? If you like this deck because you like the bold colors on the simple lines, well, you'll keep the simple lines, but the bold colors are gone. It's black on sepia, or even maybe dark brown on sepia. So it's a beautiful deck, but you won't have the same color punch as we have in this deck. Also, the cards I think are larger. The Rosenwald Tarot that I got from Marco Benedetti is even smaller than a bridge deck. It's a really small deck. So if you've got small hands, it would be very nice for you to shuffle. It's a little challenging for me to shuffle because it's a little small for my hands, but I can do it. I love the deck. I really, really do. I love, again, Marco Benedetti's work is always excellent, exquisite. The cardstock is wonderful, and I'm sorry for talking about it so much when you can't get it. So, beautiful deck. The Oracle deck you saw below is the Oracle Berlin, which I like using with these wood block print decks because it is also a wood block print deck. There will be a link to the French Amazon site because I think that's probably the best way for you to get the deck. If you can find another way, great. And let me know in the comments below if you found a cheaper, easier way to order the deck, especially if you don't live in France. Okay, so that's what are we going to do now? We're going to read these in two bits. We'll read the 5 tarot cards above, and then we'll read the 3 oracle cards below. Here are the tarot cards again. The tarot cards you saw from left to right were the 6 of Coins, the Queen of Coins, interesting, right? The Popess, the Pope, also interesting, and the 2 of Wands. Now, maybe you're asking yourself, why are there 5 cards out there? Now, if you know me, I start off my Tarot de Marseille readings for this channel with 3 cards. So, can you guess what the 3 cards were? What were the 3 cards? Now, you probably, if you've been following along with me, you know I read Tarot de Marseille directionally, which means I follow the line of gaze. And I mean eyesight, not the other kind of gaze. I might follow that line of gaze too, but that's not the kind of gaze we're talking about here. We're the line of sight in the cards. And did you notice that the Popess, the Pope is facing straight on, right? The Popess is looking a little bit off to the left. And so, I thought about it for a while. I thought about it for like 2 seconds, but I did think about it. And I thought, yeah, is she really looking, is her direction of sight strong enough for me to pull a card on the other side? And I thought, yes, no, and then I thought, well, let's see what it is, and I pulled a card, and it was the Queen of Coins, and I thought, oh no. So if the Queen of Coins is here, she really is looking off in the other direction. She really is looking off to the left. Her coin is held up to the left. She's looking to the left. Does that mean I pull another card? And I thought, yes, what is it? And I got up the 6 of Coins, and I thought, yes, okay, this makes sense. Now the Popess is looking to the Queen of Coins, who is looking to her 6 coins. So the Popess has her attention on the Queen of Coins aspect, who is embodying or is carrying her 6 coins. Can you see where that's going? So how are we going to read these cards? Well, I think the central story of this spread is the Pope and the Popess being brought together. And I think they're being brought together as aspects of self. The Pope has behind him, we're all hims, we're all hers, we're all theys, we're all its, we're all of it. The Pope has behind him the Two of Wands. So the Pope is carrying forward the Two of Wands. The Popess is carrying forward the Queen of Coins, who is carrying the Six Coins. So we've got the Popess carrying coinage and the Pope carrying fire. And those two are not elementally ill-dignified, right? They're neutral towards each other. They neither lift each other up nor do they squash each other down. So let's start off with the Pope, because that's the simpler side of the spread. What is the Pope? Who is the Pope, and what is the Pope carrying forward into our lives right now? Well, the Pope, I told you, I love this deck. Do you see the little blue foot of the Pope sticking out from beneath his robe? That's just I love that little touch there. And the Pope, who is that? It's the person of wisdom and faith. It's a person who is a mediator. Although in this card we don't have the acolytes in front who the Pope could be mediating between. But still, the Pope can be a mediator, a blesser, in the giver of blessings, a teacher. So the Pope, embodying wisdom and faith, teaches, mediates, explicates, imparts knowledge, right? Has knowledge and imparts it for others. And spiritual guide, helping others move in the direction of their fulfillment in the spiritual realm. Showing the way as a master of self as well. So the Pope has a desire to communicate, right, as an educator, and a desire to reveal secrets. Sometimes the Popess we see the Popess as being one who guards the secrets. The Pope wants to reveal the secrets, wants to teach the secrets, wants to guide spiritually by showing the secrets. Excuse me. And the Pope is carrying forward his Two of Wands-ness, which is what? Which is planning and creative preparation. So as a teacher, the Pope is creatively preparing and planning and developing his abilities, and maybe even developing his courage in order to do the things he wants to do. The Pope's desires are collecting for that first experience. So this might be a newer Pope, getting ready to do this wonderful work of education and guiding spiritually and mastering, and in the process of mastering self. Yeah, there's a gestation here of creative potential that the Pope is bringing forward. And that creative potential is in the realm of guiding spiritually, teaching, mastering. In the process of mastering self, they're able to guide others and to mediate between them and to teach them and to show them the way with faith, with wisdom. That's a pretty hard mark to match, right? The Pope carrying this forward. And the other side, the other aspect of this self that we are bringing together is the Popess, right? And the Popess, lovely little card. Yeah, we see she's holding a key here as well. In other cards, she's not always holding a key, she's usually holding a book. But here, she, just like the Pope, she's got a key. And she's also got It's probably a book, but that book looks like it has a gear on it, doesn't it? Isn't that interesting? Do you see that? We don't see any feet there, but her robes are lavish. She's got the papal tiara on. Beautiful, beautiful card. Who is the Popess? She's the one of self-knowledge. So remember, the Pope is one of self-mastery. The Popess is the one of self-knowledge. The Popess has studied. Excuse me. The Popess has developed herself. She's prepared because she has taken the time to retreat, to go into isolation, and to prepare. Now she has a sanctuary within which she can do the work of self-development, self-exploration, and perhaps even recovery, to be able to then step out as maybe the Pope to do the teaching, the mediating, the educating, showing the way. She has the feminine wisdom, the Pope has the masculine wisdom. Knowing that all of us have all of those aspects within us, right? It doesn't matter what kind of body we inhabit, whether we have a body that is male or female or trans or cis or intersex, doesn't matter. We all have the male and female aspect within us. Which is what I see as non-binary, right? It's genetic. Interesting. Genetic. I mean gender. It's gender spectrum. We have the full range of gender spectrum within us. And if we only lean into one side, we are cutting ourselves off from our full potential. Right? So, that's why we're joining here. We're joining the Pope and the Popess. We've got the masculine and feminine aspects here joining, merging together. And she is the meditator. She's the one who goes within and evolves self to discover her ideal purity. She's the one who explores the mysteries, explores that which is hidden, and holds that which is hidden. But merged with the Pope figure, she is also therefore able to reveal and has the desire to reveal that which has been hidden. So there's a full being here. Excuse me. And what aspects of the Popess is she carrying forward? She's carrying forward her inner Queen of Coins. Now, in the Thoth-based deck that we read earlier this week, we had the Knight of Discs, also called the King of Pentacles in that deck, but we had the Knight of Discs. So here, the Popess is bringing forth the feminine aspect of coins, of discs, which are what? Practicality. Creature comforts, enjoying the material around him, her, them. Right? Financial security, enjoying and recognizing their financial security, whatever level of security that is. Whether that means that we are multimillionaires, billionaires, or we are down at the other end of this financial spectrum, we can be secure with what we have in this card. And we're always able to make do. Always. We have the material and personal stability, which gives us our ability to maintain our financial security, the security of our resources. We're sober and realistic. We have sober and realistic visions. But as we express our energy to maintain that which we have, we are also able to and willing to and interested in innovating. So we maintain and innovate. We're perfectly capable of evolution. It might not be a swift, quick leap into the unknown kind of evolution, but there's a maintenance and an evolution, an innovation that is possible here. And that's what the Popess is bringing into the mix with the Pope. And what attitude does the Queen of Coins have? Let me rephrase that. What attitude does the Queen of Coins aspect of the Popess have? Well, she has the Six of Coins attitude, which is again a highlight of creature comforts, self-care, sensual pleasures. We enjoy being who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. We're generous to ourselves. Now, we don't limit ourselves. We aren't penny pinchers, especially when it comes to to taking care of ourselves. We enjoy the physical pleasures. We enjoy money. And we also enjoy managing our money. We enjoy managing our realm, whatever that be. Whether it's a one-room apartment, one room in somebody else's home, or we have a stately mansion. We enjoy the beauty in daily life. We enjoy the food that we eat. We enjoy the smells that we smell. We enjoy the things that we see. We enjoy the beauty of life in all of its sensual aspects. And we're willing to invest in those things that we love. And one of those things that we love is ourselves. And we invest in ourselves, and we invest in those things that we love in the material realm. That is what the Queen of Coins is bringing to the Popess. As the Popess meets the Pope with his planning and creativity and developing abilities and his desire to teach and show the way. But the new Pope, right? So maybe the Queen is now the Popess of the Queen of Coins is now ready to emerge from her sanctuary, from her isolation, into the realm of teaching. Maybe. Or these are aspects that are joining together at this moment. The new young Pope and the more mature and established Queen. Those aspects are joining together for us right now. That's how we can live our lives more intentionally in this coming week. So friends, we got 3 cards, count them 3 below. They are from the Oracle deck. Let me show them to you again just so that you get a refresher, and we'll read them together. Here they are. The 3 cards you saw below, from left to right, were the changing sky, the master plan, and the birds. And we start off with the changing sky. You see here red earth in the center. That shows us a rough beginning. The stars, you see the stars between the waning and the waning moon and the sun. Now those stars are the conflict of duality. And remember, we had the masculine, feminine, maybe the neophyte and the established up above with the Popess and the Pope. So maybe that's what that is pointing to. The waning moon shows us that we can release patterns, whereas the sun shows our cosmic intelligence. So we want to join all of that. And the planet here is Mercury, which is communication, it's swiftness. We've got a lot of Mercury here. We had a little bit of Mercury in the earlier spread this week. Yeah, with the Thoth deck, we had 2 Mercury in both Cancer, and we had Mercury in Virgo. Yes, we had Mercury in Virgo and Mercury in Cancer. So we had Mercury there. We have Mercury here as well. We have Mercury in 2 cards here. So the side title is Changement, which is change. So what is this card pointing to? It's pointing towards evolution. Yeah? Change. Completion of a life chapter to begin the new path. So that's, I think, what those 2 cards above, the Pope and the Popess, are pointing towards, that we're moving into a new life path. The moving forward of the joining of the Pope and the Popess. Now, the secondary astrology here is also Mercury, so we've got increased speed and movement and communication and fast adaptability. But we want to be careful, I believe, that speed could be problematic. Let's look at the next card. Yeah, the next card here is the master plan, right? Mercury again. The side title is Enterprises, which is enterprises in English. Entreprise, maybe entreprise, enterprise. Yeah. We see an L square there. Do you see the L square beneath the compass, which is a symbol for space and matter? The compass above it, Masonic symbols, right, is for thoughts and creativity. The hammer is the celestial destroyer. It comes down and crashes things, but it's also the celestial creator. It hammers things together. And then the blueprint is a symbol for our intentions. So this master plan is what? It's ongoing projects, which was indicated in this week's previous spread, that we're in the midst of doing things step by step and enjoying the process, enjoying the work. So we don't want to rush through this. Mercury might have the tendency to want to rush through. We don't want to do that. And the secondary astrology here is Saturn, which helps us to build and manifest, but provides guidelines, provides structure, which will benefit Mercury, who might want to just dart off and do something new. Right? So here, the planning is important. As we evolve and we begin the new path, we want to plan. We want to continue with the projects that we're engaged in. And then what is the next card? It's the birds. The birds, right? The birds, it's the moon. The side title here, you see the V of birds flying over the mountain? The side title here is depart, which is departure. And we see the birds linking heaven and earth. There are 10 of them, and the 10 number gives us the idea of new cycles. So what is this card pointing to? It says our departures or our anothers are possible here. The secondary astrology is Mercury again. So we've got another Mercury aspect. So the movement of the moon's emotions, the desire to travel and express our feelings, movement is explorative and beneficial. Not too quick. So things are changing. We're moving forward, right? We're starting a new cycle, and we want to plan. We want to continue our ongoing projects, but we're recognizing that we're in the process of building and we're manifesting as we start the new cycle. Does that make sense? That's the attitude I think we want to bring into the joining of the Pope and the Popess. I hope that makes sense. If it does, let me know in the comments below. If it does not, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And friends, here we are at the end. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you for subscribing. And now, as always, I wish you love, joy, well-being, and pure awareness. Thank you.